Now we are jumping into the running back position. If you didn't see the QB waiver wire video, it should be popping up somewhere at the end, but go check it out. And we got a handful of running backs here to show you, 5 to be specific. And the flavor of the week, of course, is going to be J.K. Dobbins. Like this, he's probably the flavor of the week for every single position in all of fantasy. And the stats, it was nice. It was nice. He had 10 rushes for 135 yards, over 13 yards per carry, had the big touchdown. It was like a 60-yarder, three receptions, only 4 yards. But if he's going to get mixed in a couple receptions, that's really nice as well. The one thing that I will say about J.K. Dobbins on why I like him more than Gus Edwards, because Gus Edwards did get one more carry than he did. Way more efficient. One of them was that 60-yard rushing TD. But how about the snap percentage? He got 58% of the snaps compared to Gus Edwards getting 42% of the snaps. So if that's just a trend of things to come, J.K. Dobbins probably will slowly start getting more and more carries and targets and separate himself that way in Gus Edwards. So if you got the number one waiver claim, J.K. Dobbins is the guy to pick up. J.K. Dobbins is the guy to pick up. Let me repeat. Even if you're picking him up to trade him or something, this is going to be the one that everybody is going after out of all positions is running back, and J.K. Dobbins is going to be the guy this week. So pick up the flavor of the week if you can. My number 2 guy on the list here for the RBs, and he's going to be a very, very popular waiver wire ad out of all the positions as well. High priority on Zach Charbonnet. And we got to be monitoring Ken Walker's injury. So he has an abdomen injury right now. They say he's day-to-day. We won't hear anything until earliest Wednesday as far as like the injury report goes. And Ken Walker, someone we're probably going to be needing to monitor all the way through Friday, potentially even game time. Zach Charbonnet is a good speculative ad. He didn't get a whole bunch of work, only 8 rushes, 12 yards. That's nothing. But he had the 2 receptions for 29 yards, and he did get the touchdown. So could be a lot worse than Charbonnet going into week 2. But if you have Ken Walker in a redraft and you don't have Charbonnet, you better make him your top priority. You could make J.K. Dobbins your top priority as well. But if you have Ken Walker and he doesn't play, Charbonnet is going to be a really good substitute. And he's going to be on high priority for a lot of people. So pick him up.
Pick him up!
My number 3 running back on the list, I think a lot of people are more hyped on this guy than me, Justice Hill, because he didn't get an insane amount of work, but he was getting a lot of receptions on third down. He ends up with 6 receptions out of his 8 targets and 52 yards. It wasn't 11 points. It's nothing like insane, but I guess just the taking the work aspect from Henry. Like that's the reason why a lot of people would want to go pick him up. And 4% rostered in redraft. We got a lot of dynasty here, so when you see me say 4%, that's going to be redraft Yahoo numbers. You see on here because of dynasty, he's 50% rostered in sleeper. So I don't like the sleeper percentages because everybody's rostered in dynasty. Justice Hill, they got the Raiders this week, so decent matchup for him, but also that means a really decent matchup for Henry as well. And then they got the Cowboys in week 3. So Justice Hill, more of a dart throw to me. But if you're putting in your waiver claims on J.K. Dobbins, 51% rostered, and then Zach Charbonnet, 48% rostered, they already might not be available in your leagues because of that. And they're going to be the flavors of the week that everybody's trying to add. So what I like to do, I'm still going to put in the waiver claims on the J.K. Dobbins, the Zach Charbonnet, but I will put in duplicate waivers for a guy like Justice Hill with the same players that I would be dropping from a J.K. Dobbins, from a Zach Charbonnet. And if you don't get one of those, then you might be able to get Justice Hill as one of the options that you get for the week. All right, we made it through the top 3. J.K. Dobbins, Zach Charbonnet, Justice Hill. We're continuing with the dart throws because Charbonnet and J.K. Dobbins, those are the guys who I'm really only picking up with confidence. The rest of these guys are going to be dart throws, like Justice Hill was, dart throw to me. Bucky Irving, dart throw to me. He played 31% of the snaps. He got 9 rushes for 62 yards, and that was more rushes and more yards than Rachaad White got, but Rachaad White got a lot more in the receiving department. That's why I don't think that Bucky Irving is going to like steal value like away from Rachaad White. I think this is more of a dart throw, a speculative ad just in case anything happens, because they obviously like Bucky Irving. He did get 2 receptions as well off of his 2 targets, only 14 yards, nothing like crazy. He got 31% of the snaps in his very first game, and him and Rachaad White had pretty much split because Rachaad White played 70% of the snaps. And I don't like, maybe it continues to get a little bit more even, but I think Bucky Irving, he's a speculative ad. He's 21% rostered in redraft. It's crazy because here on Sleeper, it says 0% rostered, 0% started. So there is just a bunch of redraft leagues and a bunch of dynasty leagues, apparently, where Bucky Irving's not even rostered in. But I think you could do a lot worse than him if you're picking up some dart throw to put on your bench. They got the Lions in week 2, and then they got the Broncos in week 3. So really, like I said, more of a dart throw than anything, but he's a decent dart throw. That's for sure. My last running back, this guy is a big dart throw as well. Like if we were talking about playing Pokemon, Jamal Williams, he might be the first guy picked up out of anybody that we're talking about. But when we're talking about running back waiver wise, he's the last guy that we're talking about picking up here. But I'm saying if you're hurting for a running back, pick him up. Nonetheless, they're not going to be playing the Panthers every week, and he's not going to be getting 11 rushes every week. He did get 38 yards. He did get a rushing touchdown. They do like him enough maybe to give him a couple red zone shots after Kamara gets him all the way down and gets hella tired. It's a big dart throw. It's a big dart throw because he's not playing the Panthers every week. They got Dallas and Philly in the next 2 weeks, so definitely not the best. And they're probably not going to be winning those games like they were against the Panthers. But I'm just saying, if you are super desperate, go get the Pokemon freak, Jamal Williams.
Pick him up.
And if this is your first time here watching the waiver wire videos with me, hit that subscribe button and click one of the waiver wire videos popping up right now. Click it. We got all positions. We got IDP. We got defense and special teams, everything. Just go watch all the videos. Peace out.